5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh no! Right, what is going on here? Oh, hello, my little tea quaffers! What is going on here? If I remember rightly, we are down still in the ravine of Islamic terrorism. Oh noes. Just gathering some ore and minerals that we can use to get to the moon! That's right, we are playing Minecraft in space! If you don't know what we're doing, you can catch up on the previous episode by clicking on that link, or you can watch all of the episodes by clicking on the link just slightly below it. I recommend you do that if you need to bring yourself up to speed. But as for now, we will be collecting these ores and minerals and resources, and exploring this little ravine a little bit more, I feel. I'm going to die, that's a given. Totally going to die this episode. Lava. But luckily I put all the valuable stuff in some chests just behind us, where we've got some more ore smelting. Some tin and aluminium. Hopefully I won't forget to go up and pick it up again when we leave the ravine, but we'll see. I totally will. That's blatantly what's going to happen. Ooh, I don't like this. Let's block this off. Yes, we're back, and thank you so much to everybody who has left brilliant questions. Your inventiveness and general weirdness never ceases to surprise me. So we've got some good ones for today. Skellington. We'll dispatch him. We'll also, after I've killed him, talk about why this did not go up on Friday. Ow. Already behind schedule. But hey, at least it's not like weeks and weeks since the last episode, so by my own standards, that's fairly good going. I was thinking of blocking this water thing off, but no, we'll leave it. It's fine. Anything down here? Little bit of ore, we'll grab that. So yes, anyway, the reason why I'm a little bit late with today's episode is last Friday, I sat down at my desk, I brewed myself a pot of hot Java, I launched Minecraft, and I was just about to record when I noticed that I had a new email from the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. I thought I'd best take a look at that. And yeah, I don't want to beleaguer the story because many of you are already aware if you've been a subscriber for a while. But I have a long-standing feud with an Arch Nemesis. That Arch Nemesis being Protect Your Bubble, the insurance company. Long story short, while I'm getting this coal, they refused to pay out on an insurance claim when I had a phone stolen. I told them they would rue the day, if they didn't sort it out. They didn't, and so I decided to, with every fibre of my being, make their lives a living hell. And I did do that, to such an extent that they threatened to sue me if I didn't stop slagging them off online and in the media. I laughed that off, that was funny, and then just to get back at them for being that ridiculous, I ended up on the TV. I was on national television, slagging them off. You can go check out that video by clicking there in the top right-hand corner, I guess, if you haven't already seen that. Literally, I must have cost this company hundreds, well, not hundreds of thousands, but at least tens of thousands of pounds so far. I don't know, maybe it is hundreds of thousands. They did, like I say, threaten to sue me over the loss of business I was causing them. Again, I'll put it in the description box below. Go read the legal threat that they laughably sent me and my response to it, which I think I treated it with all the seriousness that it deserved. So check that out. It's quite funny. Oops. Spare pickaxe. Good. But that's what you get if you treat your customers like filth and are intent on ripping every single one of them off and spend all of your money not by just paying out for legitimate insurance claims, but to quash bad reviews and run little reputation management campaigns and silencing critics. You can't put out the flames quicker than someone like me will fan them, and you will always annoy and piss off the one person eventually, who is a sociopathic maniac and will never, ever, ever leave you alone. So, that's what happened. The BBC have invited me to twist the knife some more. And we've struck oil. Brilliant. We'll have to remember that for when we've got some containers. But I've declined. I'm not going to go to the BBC. Hello, sneak attack! It's just too much time. They offered to pay for everything and put me up in a hotel. But it is a good day and a half out of my life. As much as I would have loved to have, you know, burst the bubble, or protect your bubble once again in a public fashion. But I am connecting the producers with some of the various annoyed customers that keep emailing me for help. So I'm helping out with the show with regards to that. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. I think the feature's going up on Thursday. If you've got access to BBC Radio 4, don't know what time. I don't know, maybe I'll archive it here. Or maybe I won't, because it's boring for anyone that isn't me. In fact, speaking of which, let me stop talking about it. You don't care about my insurance woes. In fact, let us skip forward a little bit. And a jump cut! Welcome back. Just did a lot of mining off camera. I decided the mining was getting a little bit tiresome, as was my talk about insurance. What a cracking start to the episode that was. But yeah, we're going to head on back up. Got so much ore. I did remember to pick up the stuff from the chest. But we're running out of food. Sustenance is required. So we'll go up here, get some more food, set up camp for the night, assuming it's still daytime up here. And I think it's time to answer, if I don't drown, some of your marvellous questions. Ah, it is daylight. And we've got chicken. One of my favourites. Oh, and we've got beef. One of my favourites. Come here, give me your beefy treats. So yes, first question. We have got Rabbit Heart has made a return. Merry meet, Rabbit. Rabbit says, I got an Xbox for Christ! I can't believe you don't dig Halo, Zeke. What a blibbin' shame. Yes, I did spend... I feel like I spend a lot of episodes having people ask, oh, what do you think of this? And then me just whining about how much I dislike it. I think that's just a pure coincidence. I'm not trying to be a contrarian on purpose. Lots of chicken. Brilliant. But yes, anyway, let's get into the question. What is your favourite graphic novel / comic? I think you may have already answered that some time ago. I don't think I have. Ah, sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. I need some shears. That would be really useful, actually. We don't have any wool yet to make a bed. Yeah, favourite graphic novel / comic. I didn't and haven't read many... Marvel / DC graphic novels. I did used to love the 2008 AD comics. I figured out when I was at school, if I pretended to be ill during sports, I got sent to the matron's office, the school nurse, and she had a big stack of 2000 AD comics. And if I timed it right when my parents were both at work, they wouldn't be able to come pick me up. So I would just sit in the nurse's room pretending to be ill, reading comics. And yes, on that note, actually, I watched the Judge Dredd remake, reboot, I guess you would call it, from a few years ago on Netflix. I thought it was brilliant. It was so good. That was what a Judge Dredd movie should have been. Ooh, light is not on our side here. Let's quickly get some wood, clear a space, and we'll build a shack. But webcomics is something I used to read a lot, actually. All the main ones, like Dinosaur Comics, XKCD, Questionable Content I used to read a lot of. Order of the Stick, that's excellent. I kind of fell out of reading them. I mainly read them when I worked in a call centre. If I wasn't being monitored at work, I would just sit and read webcomics, so that's one thing I used to do. Most of my life so far has revolved around procrastinating from school or work and reading comics. So yes, I used to read a lot of those, not so much anymore now that I'm freelance and on my own clock. This looks like as good a place as any. Quickly now. So yeah, webcomics. One of my favourites is the now long kind of not updated A Lesson is Learned, but the damage is irreversible. That's the most surreal webcomic you'll ever read. It's very enjoyable. Another lesser known one, 9 Planets Without Intelligent Life. Look that up, that's good. It's long since finished, you can read the full thing online. I mustn't forget, Evan Darm. Evan drew and wrote and illustrated Rice Boy, which again you can read all online. I've got a print copy signed by the great man himself. That is excellent. So, yes, plenty of webcomics to check out there. A Softer World, that's good. Oh, what else? All the main ones, really. All the main webcomics. I wanted to be a webcomic artist a long time ago, but that ship has since long sailed. Too much competition, too many people out there. Much like YouTube, really. I should have probably started this 5 years ago if I wanted to make any kind of living off of it, but not to worry, we're having fun, aren't we? We're having fun. And speaking of having fun, thank you for the question, Rabbit. That was a good one. Leave your own recommendations for comics, particularly webcomics, in the chat below, because I do still dig them whenever I've got some downtime. Right, let us smelt some of this booty that we've got. Got quite a lot that I've already melted. 34 aluminium, 32 copper. Got a bunch of iron to melt, and I do need to cook this food as well, so let's get on that. And as always, feel free to leave questions down in the comments below as well. It can be about anything, even if it's just a topic for discussion, we will address it. And also feel free to answer your own questions, or any that come up on the show. I like reading what you guys have to say. But speaking of which, next question from returning customer, Riley Mack. First of all, Riley says he's quite excited about the idea of, for the next season, when I finally get to the moon, I'm going to turn this all into an online server where people can try and get up to the moon and come join me. That'll be your challenge to work together while I'm messing around up in the cosmos. So, yeah, getting a lot of love for that idea. I will definitely work on implementing that closer to the time. Anyway, his question, or more of a topic for discussion, let's pop that there, is with regards to the Matt Taylor incident. Now, just a quick recap. I'm sure you all know the story, but maybe you're tuning in from years in the future. As a refresher, Matt Taylor was the chap who landed the probe on the Rosetta Comet, and he appeared on TV wearing this shirt. Now, people were very, very quick to jump on him and call him a sexist, a misogynist, and Riley himself sums up the most egregious statement that came out of the whole thing. One woman said, "I don't care if you landed a spacecraft on a comet. Your shirt is sexist and ostracizing." Let's go get that sheep. Let's go get that sheep was not part of the quote, by the way. Here's the thing. I don't want to get hugely embroiled in the whole Gamergate social justice argument. There's not much I can say about the topic that other people already haven't. I know I veered slightly off into that territory with the Sia commentary video I did, which isn't something I often really do unless something gets right underneath my skin, as that did. Ooh, where is that sheep? I seem to have lost him. He was down this way. Has he fallen off the cliff? But yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on the topic, and I would do horribly if I debated against a feminist, probably. I'd probably rage quit, to be honest. But with regards to the Matt Taylor incident, I've got two thoughts on it. One being, I really have lost the sheep. Two being, I think it was very inappropriate that he wore that shirt. Not because it was offensive to women, because he was representing the agency he was with on television wearing a truly god-awful shirt. I mean, it was horrible. If I was his boss, I would have pulled him aside and said, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be professional. Represent us properly." This spider may do in lieu of sheep. Ah, yes, he's got string. Good. So, yes, it was a truly awful shirt. I thought it was inappropriate that he wore it in a professional sphere. But with regards to women feeling ostracized by a man wearing a shirt, if you're that thin-skinned, you should not be in science or any field. Just leave the planet, for goodness sake. It's just pathetic and embarrassing, frankly. So that's my thoughts on that. Feel free to come up with your own witty retort. I'm sure someone can point out where I'm going wrong and why it was the worst thing in the world and horrible to all women. But yeah, going one step further and bullying the guy for it, which is what they did, when the whole thing is about not bullying people or demeaning people to the point where the guy cried, and you could see it was genuine. Just pathetic. Grow up. Ooh. Hello? Do I dare fight an Enderman? We all know what happened last season when we did this. Where is he? Is everything invisible on this island? Oh, hello. No. He's there. Hello. Right, it's on! Here we go, chaps. Should be safe here. Jesus, that made me jump! Hopefully he can't teleport in here, can he? No, it's too low, I think. I hope. Come here. Where are you, you long-legged chump? This is a nightmare. He's not coming down here. What can I do about this situation? This is risky. This is dangerous. Ah! Jesus Christ! Yes! Oh, and he dropped a pearl! He dropped a pearl. Marvellous. Right. Oh, let's drop this in here before I forget. I don't know if we need to go to the end in order to get to the moon, but... ooh, checking on the smelting, we're doing well for ore. Hopefully... I'll check the wiki in a bit, but hopefully we can begin making the NASA crafting bench and start creating our launch pad. Let's pop this in here. What I'd also like to do is go exploring. We'll go get some wood and go to one of the other islands that's on this seed. But first, just looking over here, another sideline question from the good gentleman Riley Mack, who asks, what are your top 10 favourite YouTubers? Excellent question, Riley. Let me rattle off some names. I don't know if I'm going to list 10 because it's hard enough for me to play while talking, let alone count while playing while talking. But let's see here. I follow a lot of atheism channels and fishing channels because they're a couple of big interests. But in terms of specific people, Kurt J. Mack is the one and only Minecrafter I tend to follow. He is fantastic. Go support him in his charity endeavours as he walks the Farlands, if you haven't already. Jack's Films. I really like Jack's Films. He's got a natural wit and humour about him. I think he's genuinely likeable. He also applies to my cynical, sarcastic sense of humour that I quite like. He nails that, so I like Jack's Films. Tom Scar, the same measure. Brilliant British YouTuber. And I'm glad to see Tom Scar is now getting the budget required to really flesh out his ideas and bring them to life. Because some of his ideas are quite out there and outlandish and involve a lot of special effects. He's really doing his great ideas justice. I think he's only getting better and better. So good on Tom Scar, fellow Brit. I subscribe to the ones everyone subscribes to. Corridor Digital. Epic Rap Battles of History! Of course. Bad Lip Reading, Cinema Sins, the Slow-Mo Guys. I did used to really like the Fine Brothers and Felicia Day. Everyone likes Felicia Day. But they just put out way too much content at the moment. It kind of floods my subscription feed, which... Ooh, that's a bit sketchy down there. Watch my step. Yeah, it's too much from one content creator in my feed, which I kind of use as my television while I'm working during the day. So I like to keep my subscription feed nicely managed. It's a shame, really, because the amount of work that goes into putting out that many videos is commendable, if anything. Oh, God! Oh, hello, we've got some kind of hidden secret cave of wonders! It's a bit sketchy down here. What's that? Is that a villager? A couple of zombies, spitter. What lurks in the depths? I'm gonna block this off. Ooh, there's a skeleton as well. Let us never, ever, ever go down here. Yeah, creeper. Oh, that wasn't a villager, was it? That was a witch. And the sheep! Thanks for making an appearance. What about, let me see. There must be some people that I subscribe to that are worthy of shout out. Gameplay Jenny, of course, very underrated. Go follow her if you haven't already. If you go over to her channel, there's some videos of us playing Left 4 Dead together, so check those out. The Indie Ocean. Really good if you like Let's Plays of indie games. Top chap. Moviegoer Joe. Right, this is a guy, I don't know why he doesn't have many subscribers. Go look him up. If you like movie critiques, this guy is going places. He hasn't been around for long. He's only got about 500 subscribers. If he doesn't have 500,000 within a year, I'll be very, very surprised. He's great. And, of course, the Crystal Crow, been inactive due to illness recently, but go over there and love bomb her. Leave a lovely comment for her and wish her well and get her back to health. Well, I don't know how you can do that. Pray for her, I guess. And just tell her Hugh Laurie sent you. She'll know what that means. Right, have I got everything I need to make this little voyage? Guess I should probably talk about people I don't like, actually, as well. I don't like Jenna Marbles. I think it's lowest common denominator humour. She strikes me, and I shouldn't really make this kind of judgment or besmirchment on a character, given I don't know her, but she strikes me, I don't know about you guys, like she could be a really nasty piece of work. Like, I wouldn't like to know her. Unlike, say, Jack from Jack's films. She just strikes me as really nasty. And I know that's half a stick, but yeah. Oh, there's another guy I really just can't abide, and channels like his. What's his name? Oh, Matt Santaro, or whatever his name is. 50 amazing facts about asparagus that'll blow your mind. Screw all of that clickbait nonsense. Anyway, let's make a boat and set sail. Oh, I also just want to go check the wiki and see if I've got everything we need now. One sec. Alright, we're back. No, apparently I need diamonds and redstone. So, Riley, it looks like I am going to do some of that strip mining you mentioned last episode. I'll do that off camera at some point. Let's set sail over there. There's another island. Also, while I was away, I had a little think. Squidoos! I had a little think about other people. Can't stand the Genoskians. Why no one has knocked those obnoxious little twerps out? I just nearly swore. I have no idea. They're just the worst people. But the teenage girls seem to love them. I can't get on my boat! Jesus. Oh, there we go. And finally, I've got to mention one guy who I do love and deserves as much fandom as possible. Your friend and mine, Dan Bull. Of course, you may remember, I did a music video with him a while back. Cue music video. Roll VT!
No reloading, you can only restart. This is Iron Man mode and I am Tony Stark. Ha! I want an adrenaline overload. Iron Man mode, Iron Man mode. Never save gameplay, never reload. Iron Man mode, Iron Man mode.
And I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head for quite some time. It's a very catchy little number. If you want to listen to it, click on that link there. That one is my video remix version. We couldn't decide. We came into creative disagreements over whether to put out his version, which was literally just him rapping, or whether to put out my version, which had the little clips in it and stuff. So we went ahead and published both of them, each to our respective channels. Anyway, I would love to do another one, but I think he's got too much on his plate at the moment. He's too big for me. He is too big and famous for your old pal Reginald. No, it's all good. Go subscribe to Dan, if you haven't already, for Geeky Raps. Geeky Gaming Raps. They're brilliant. Anyway, there wasn't much on the last island, so we've come over to this one. Not much on this one either. But we could always use wood. It's also just occurred to me that we're running out of time, and I still have some questions left over. I've got a few from Davin, and I've also got a couple of observations and a question from Mark. I'm not in Finland, Kleinstra. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know why I thought you were in Finland. That was misfired neurons on my part. One thing that occurred to me when I saw the comments to the last episode, however, is how multinational this little series has become. We've got people from all over the shop. In fact, the only kind of nationality I've not seen represented in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, is Britain. I've not seen anyone from the homelands. But there we go. It's all good. And I've also noticed, channel statistics-wise, 60% male, 40% female, which for a predominantly gaming channel, I'm rather proud of. So that is good. I've probably lost them all now after my rants on feminism. Thanks for that, Riley. Anyway, let's see if we can squeeze another question in here. And then I think what we're going to do is go back over to the main island, where we've set up shop, and delve into the most terrifying cave I've ever seen in my life, despite my promises earlier that I would not risk such a thing. So let's do that. What to do? Okay, question from Davin. Oh, and I should point out, any questions that are unanswered in a particular episode will be answered, my friends. You're leaving some fantastic stuff. I will get to it all. It'll just roll over to the next episode. So carry on asking those questions in the comments below. Anything goes. Ask as many as you want. And as we're finishing off here, let's not return to the home island just yet. Figured we can spend our last few minutes exploring yonder. So let's sail round the outside, round the outside, round the outside, while we do Davin's question. And Davin asks, in response to a comment I mentioned last time, I'm not sure what shows are unavailable on the UK Netflix. Ah, my friend, I've got the US one now through means that aren't entirely legal, I don't think. Nothing on this island. But Modern Family is a hilarious show, but I don't think it's on Netflix at all. No, it's not. I've not seen that, unfortunately. I've heard good things about it. Davin goes on to say, Breaking Bad and The Big Bang Theory are also great shows. Sorry, let me just sort out this view distance. I can't see where I'm going. Da-da-da. Probably going to break everything now. Yeah, let's push it to the max. Breaking Bad and The Big Bang Theory are also great shows. I agree with 50% of that sentence, and you can probably guess which half I disagree with. Oh god, here we go, me moaning about things again. Look, The Big Bang Theory, it might have been funny in the 90s. It's that kind of really lame, predictable one-line humour with the crappy laugh track, which if you take it away, the whole thing's soufflés. And people go, oh, but it's a celebration of geek humour. No, it's not a celebration of geek humour or geeks. It's a pastiche of geeks. It's kind of lowest common denominator. Oh, look at him, he's a geek because he studies astrophysics. Like, yeah, that kind of thing was funny when Dexter's Laboratory did it, or whatever. It's very one-dimensional, is what I'm saying, and just not funny. Breaking Bad, on the other hand, I think we can all agree, is the best thing. Beefy Treats is the best thing ever made. And if you disagree, you can unsubscribe and I won't miss you. Anyway, we're back home now. Did I get... Yeah, let's put some more bounty in the chest. Ready for next time. And lastly, question from Davin. Would you rather be Batman or Iron Man? Ooh, good one. I like Batman a lot. In fact, he's my favourite superhero, more so than Iron Man. I think I could pull off the brooding billionaire crime fighter thing quite well, although if I put on the cowl, you'll be able to tell it was me because of the beard. But, that all said, given my Twitter handle and the URL of my website, I have to declare...
I am Tony Stark. Ha!